I've been with my partner for a year now and have met most of his friends. He's very close to his friend group from high school, which I think is very sweet. His best friend is getting married next year, and my boyfriend is one of his groomsmen, so we've been spending more time with his friend group lately. I'm admittedly not super keen on one of his friends, but I've always just chalked it up to personality differences. She's quite loud and dominates conversation a lot, but it's not like I don't like her, I just find her a bit much. We were in a Zoom with boyfriend's friends, shooting crap, and the wedding came up. At one point we were talking about outfits etc, and said how much she hates shopping and was dreading going shopping. She made a weird comment about how she's so not girly, and one of the guys, which I found immature. She's a grown woman after all, but I didn't say anything. Asked if I knew what I was wearing, and I said no, but I had planned to go shopping with a friend of mine who also had an event coming up. I was going to ask if she'd like to come with us, but she interrupted saying, "Oh, that's so cute. I just don't like stuff like that. I don't hang out with other girls, I just prefer being with the guys." Which I found really patronizing, to be honest. It was clear I was annoyed, and the conversation kind of took a turn. Me: "So you have never had a friendship with another woman before?" "No, I have. I just find a lot of girls petty and catty, don't you?" Me: "No, I don't. I'm friends with lots of women, we compliment each other, go shopping together, and occasionally share pastries sometimes." "Oh, I could never. Girls always talk behind my back." Me: "You know, if every single relationship you've ever had with another woman has gone sour, there's a common denominator there, and it's not the fact that there are other women, it's probably you." A couple others laughed and tried to move on to a different topic of conversation, but it was clear S was angry. She logged off early and later texted my boyfriend and said I was way out of line. He replied and told her he didn't think so, and if she was one of the guys she should be used to a bit of gentle ribbing every now and then. I feel a bit bad, because although I felt hurt by her comments, she seems quite insecure to me, plus it's not really my friendship group, so I may have been a bit overbearing. Am I the idiot? Not the idiot. She seems like one of the "I'm not like other girls," which is so not a nice personality trait. She was out of line for making comments about your friendships, but when you said something about her she is acting so hurt by them, that is not okay. She was saying it in front of everyone, I believe all or mostly guys, in the friend group, how she likes to hang out more with boys than girls, making her SEM in my opinion like she is better than you because of it. Maybe she is jealous of you if she was the only girl in the friend group, and now you are as well, so she wants them to think that she is better than you. I don't know, I just see it as she likes shaming you, which is not okay, and what you said isn't that hurtful, if it is true. Not the idiot. Was what you said harsh? Heck yeah. But to be honest, those kind of "oh, I'm not like any other girls are so damned annoying." They'll keep pointing out how quirky they are and won't let anyone forget it. I love chicken nuggets, I hate shopping, I prefer beer over fancy drinks. Like, girl, hello, other girls do too, they're just not constantly shoving it in people's faces. And honestly, if every other woman can't stand you, the problem isn't them. She probably hasn't developed the capability to be close with other females, because interactions between males and females are relatively different. So what you said is very apt. I think your comment was unnecessary. She didn't say anything mean to you, but you for some reason felt the need to defend all women. She may simply have crappy friends. More realistically, she wasn't sure what to wear and wanted to bounce ideas off of you. Maybe she doesn't regularly wear dresses or lacks confidence, or whatever. I'm just not seeing anywhere in here where she said anything mean to you or started any crap, whereas you did. I'm voting you are the idiot, because I've known girls on both sides of the crazy and not crazy aisle who preferred friendships with guys over girls, and have had a few girlfriends who were less than perfect at figuring out what to wear for a big event. The oldest daughter is straight-laced and is doing the whole get married and have a traditional life. She places a lot of emphasis on her upcoming wedding. My youngest is the opposite. While I don't agree with some of her choices, travel, and, I guess, to be a modern-day hippie. She likes the term digital nomad. She's an adult. She pays for her way of life. There's not much more I can do. Oldest kicked my youngest out of the wedding party. It's because my youngest has eloped with her boyfriend. The guy is about 10 years older than her. Divorced with 2 kids. I think what set my oldest off is that her fiancé comes from money, and the wedding will be stupid lavish. However, my youngest husband has a lot more money, and he wholeheartedly supports my daughter's artistic temperament. The oldest is being told by her in-laws that her sister doesn't have the same family values as what she's being married into. My oldest has banned her sister from the wedding and says she's going no contact with her sister over her lifestyle choices. I told my oldest what done is done. She needs to grow up, not expect everyone to live by her lofty standards. She also needs to stop being jealous of her sister, or she might as well make her wedding dress green. Now she has banned me from the wedding. My husband isn't going to go now that I'm forbidden, or his other daughter is forbidden. My oldest is going on a rampage on social media, talking about how her dad refuses to walk her down the aisle at the wedding. I told her she was playing the victim for no reason. Oldest, her fiancé, and his family are all blasting up her social media, saying we are immoral people. Not the idiot. I would say your oldest is out of control, except that it sounds like she is being controlled, and her in-laws are using her jealousy, resentment, disapproval of her sister's lifestyle to do it. You aren't immoral people, you just live different lives than your oldest's future in-laws do, and they are apparently very intolerant people. Ultimately, it is your oldest's choice to ban anyone who disagrees with her and her new in-laws in the slightest. Not the idiot. It is up to them who they want at their wedding and who they want to associate with. However, as their parent, it is your choice, perhaps responsibility, to advocate for them and teach them to an extent. From what you are saying, the only problem your oldest has is how your youngest chooses to live her life, which doesn't necessarily have any bearing on the wedding or meeting her from time to time. Not the idiot. Your daughter is a bridezilla. But, because she is the eldest daughter, and she is a perfectionist, she is probably suffering of eldest daughter syndrome, check eldest daughter effect or firstborn daughter syndrome, and that perfectionism comes from expectations put on her to be the example, while her youngest sister was free to do as she pleased. There is a lot of pain there. Don't let your daughter get married without her family by her side. Heal her, begin treating the wound before it's too late. I, 33, have a sister, 30, and a little brother, 17. My mom, single mother, our parents divorced while she was pregnant with my brother, was a wonderful mother to both me and my sister. However, she switched up incredibly while raising my brother, so much to the point that I offered to raise my brother instead. So my brother, who is now a junior in high school, has self-esteem issues, especially related to how he looks and weights. He was a chubby baby and my mom used to say negative things to him all the time, which I guess kind of ruined his self-esteem. My sister and I always called him cute, handsome, but obviously our mother's words had a bigger effect on him. He is 6'1", underweight, objectively a good-looking kid, yet still finds himself ugly and fat. I, a 5'8" woman, weigh more than him, and am at a healthy weight. Anyways, despite everything, he's still a cheerful and talkative kid who really does love our mother, and this makes me 10x angrier. Now on to the problem. I made a mess in the kitchen yesterday while doing a little baking, and accidentally fell asleep on the couch due to exhaustion, and forgot to clean up. My mom saw the mess and started screaming at my brother, and my brother said that he'd clean it up, and that he was sorry. He basically admitted to doing something he didn't do, and when I found out, I immediately told my mom it was my fault, but she said that it was fine. I asked her to apologize to him, but she said that he was a man, and that she doesn't need to. I got mad, and told her that, if she kept this up, then her son will end up doing something drastic. She said that she wasn't doing anything, and I said something along the lines of, seriously? You're literally the cause of all his problems. I also called her a terrible mother. She got mad. She said I didn't go through all this crap for my own daughter to take a boy's side of her own mother's. She made a lot of gender-based comments like you're a girl, you should take my side, and he's a boy, he deserves it. Then she went to her room and slept. Honestly, I'm just confused now. Also, while I don't regret standing up for my brother, I feel like maybe I shouldn't have blamed her for all his issues since it's a pretty big accusation, and she's obviously hurt. I'm thinking I should have been more mature. Plus, she wasn't a bad mother to me or my sister, so maybe that was uncalled for too. But yeah, am I the idiot for blaming my mother for all of my brother's problems? Not the idiot. That is some abuse there to your brother. Your mom has really bad toxic anger issues, and if it is in regard to your father, then it is quite messed up that she is taking it out on your brother, who is his own person. He is not her former partner, he is her child. I am sorry, but she is abusive and punishing him for his gender. Abuse. No excuse, plain and simple. So yes, based on the information presented, she is a bad mother and the cause of his low self-esteem. Not the idiot. It sounds pretty obvious that your mom doesn't like men. Now that your little brother is knocking on the door to manhood, she feels like it's okay to really dig in on him. Just let him know that you got his back. Your brother may be on his way to both eating and emotional disorders because of your mother's toxic behavior. I'm glad he has you looking out for him, given he was apologizing for things he didn't even do. She has already done a number on him, poor kid. Not the idiot. It's an abusive home, and you should tell him that. You should talk to him about the fact that your mother's views are distorted, that those views are a reflection of her fears and experiences and have nothing to do with him as a person. Talk about it head on. Even if it hurts to see your mom in that light. Even if he doesn't want to hear it. Make him listen, and then do what you can to help him leave. She's broken, not him. It will continue to rip him up inside every day if you don't help him see reality. I, 21, am a triplet. I love my two sisters, and after 21 years, of course I'm used to people mixing us all the time. It's annoying, but we are used to it. My dad has been dating with his wife for 8 years, married for 6 years. I can count with my fingers just how many times she has gotten our names right, even thought we've told her the little things to tell us apart, and all these years, we've spent New Year and vacations with them. It's not like she never sees us, but I swear that she gets the names wrong every time. By the way, my mom's husband was able to tell us apart after 1 year. We all have similar voices and jobs too, but right now, one of my sisters has pink hair, while the other one dyed it blonde. She still gets it wrong each time, and it annoys all of us since it's not coming from a stranger, but someone that has spent lots of time with us. We correct her every time, or don't reply until she gets it right. She doesn't have a good relationship with our mom, so I guess that might affect. But I'm not sure. She hasn't always been nice to us either. A few days ago she wouldn't stop calling me by my sister's name, and it was annoying me. I corrected her a few times, and she said I was rude. I told her that she obviously didn't care about us, or would have tried harder by now. She tried to punish me, and we got into an argument. I don't know what she said to my dad, but he is on her side and wants me to apologize. I don't want to. My sisters are on my side. Am I the idiot for screaming at her and not wanting to apologize? Not the idiot. This woman has had 8 years to learn how to tell you and your sisters apart, but has chosen not to because it's not important to her. Mixing you up after 8 years is next-level passive-aggressive nonsense. I understand your frustration, but screaming at people is rarely productive. I would apologize for screaming, but not for what you said, and I would continue to correct or ignore her when she calls you by the wrong name. Your father is also in the wrong here. Not the idiot, your stepmom is an idiot. After 8 years, there's no excuse for it. She just doesn't bother because it's not important to her. Just start calling her by a completely different name all the time and see how she likes it. As for your dad, wow, What a colossal idiot. His response to you and your siblings being constantly disrespected is to tell you he never wanted you anyway. The sooner you're all out of that situation, the better. These people are the worst. Not the idiot. This woman has been in your life for 8 years and can't tell you apart. It took me 2 weeks to differentiate between twins in both high school classes in my first job. You were completely spot on saying that she just doesn't care, because if she did, it wouldn't be that difficult to get your names right. Or even, she is doing it on purpose. My aunts are twins who look very similar, but you can still tell which one is which based on their personal style. My wife and I live in a decent house that we take pride in keeping clean and well decorated. We have 3 teenagers, so it's not immaculate, and we understand all about how accidents can happen. Kids, right? My sister-in-law had a baby about 6 years ago after her only other child from a previous marriage was almost an adult. This kid is an absolute terror. He demands her full attention at all times. If we're gathered for a birthday, he will scream through us singing happy birthday because it's not about him. He will scoop icing off of uncut cakes. He has intentionally poured drinks out on the kitchen counter, pulled shelves off of walls, and will pick up literally anything that he can and play with it, usually breaking it on purpose. Sister-in-law does little or nothing to stop the carnage, and I have found where she actually hid his damage and left without saying anything. Most recently, we had the family over to celebrate my eldest child's birthday. Nephew pulled his usual crap, but when it was about time to leave, he started throwing a fit. He picked up a drumstick from my son's room and threw it into a 40 TV, destroying the screen. Sister-in-law was her usual ineffective self, apologized for the damage on her son's behalf, but made no offer to pay for or replace it, and there were no real consequences for the nephew at all. I was seeing red and had to step away to compose myself as my wife rushed them out. Wife completely agreed with the tirade that followed until I got to the part where I said nephew isn't welcome anymore. I've really tried, but I'm completely done with having to secure my house like Fort Knox whenever this little hellspin is coming over. We can go to sister-in-law or mother-in-law house for family events from now on, but our house should no longer be an option. Would I be the idiot for putting my foot down about this and potentially causing a rift on my wife's side of the family? Not the idiot. That's pretty screwed. In my experience, people with unruly children tend to be embarrassed and eminently reasonable about stuff like this. You know they love the kids and will absolutely fight their corner if they're done wrong, but they're aware and honest. It sounds like you're not dealing with one of these people, and whilst even unreasonable people deserve fair treatment, alas, only unreasonable return action is available to you in this case. Talk it through with your partner and make sure you've exhausted your options. Not the idiot. I think your stance is utterly reasonable. Perhaps get your sister-in-law way out. Send her a bill for everything her child has broken over the years and tell her that he is welcome back when the bill is paid. Or, if that doesn't fly, tell her the child is welcome over, but you will require a deposit first. If the child doesn't damage anything, the deposit will be returned. If he does, any damages will be deducted from the deposit. Not the idiot. You are not refusing to see him, as long as it isn't at your house. But please don't use hellspin or little terror when addressing him. It is not his fault for being raised, or not raised, by a tired and uninterested parent. He is obviously not getting any attention at home, or has an undiagnosed condition. So as long as your sister-in-law can't be bothered to take action, you can't have him over. Hopefully he will get help soon, poor guy. I can only imagine what school will be like.